Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Turn This Way with me, Jennifer, your clarity and mindset coach. So before we get into today's topic, I want to share a cool experience I recently had. Have you ever felt like an opportunity presents itself at just the right time? Like you just know that you have to say yes to it because it's going to open a new opportunity for growth? That's what happened to me. So a colleague of my husband's reached out to ask if one of us would be interested in joining an innovator speaker series he was organizing. I immediately said yes. Now my husband, he's swamped, so he turned it down, but I was going to take advantage of it. I do a lot of one-on-one coaching and haven't done a lot of public speaking, but I've actually been thinking of hosting in-person workshops over the past few months, so the timing of this was perfect. I'm a big believer that if the universe offers you gifts and opportunity, that you take them. So last week, I hosted a workshop on next level goal setting through this speaker series, and it went so well. It was a nice, intimate group, so there was opportunity for a lot of one-on-one coaching on their personal goals, which was really exciting. After it was finished, I knew that I had to share the workshop info with all of you. I wish that you could have been there in person yourselves. Please keep an eye out. I'll let you know if I'm doing any more in-person workshops in the near future. But for now, we're just going to do it through here. So today's episode is all about taking your goal setting to the next level. If you are somewhere where you can write things down, go ahead and pause the episode. Go grab a notebook and pen, and let's dive in. If you can't do that right now, that's okay. You can listen through, go through the thought process, and then always listen to this episode at another time if you're wanting to write things down. So I heard a quote, and I can't remember when or who said it, but I love it. It's a goal without a plan is just a wish. So today my goal is that we're going to remove your goals from the wish category and we're going to turn them into actionable items with a higher chance of success of you achieving them. When I was in university, I used to write the most beautiful goals. I was an English major. I knew how to follow a plan of writing a goal, but I never really achieved a lot of them. I think maybe 90% of the time I failed, and that's actually super, super common. And I kept thinking that it was something about me, that I could write a goal, but I couldn't achieve it, that I gave up too easily. And then I realized that I wasn't actually pre-planning on success for my goals when I was writing them. I was just writing them and then hoping that they would come true. That's what we're going to learn about today. We're going to learn about how to take those goals and actually pre-plan for success with them. So the first area of goal setting that we're going to look at is called SMART goals. Now, some of you may have already been using this, and some of you may have never heard of it. So we're going to review it together. So SMART is an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's kind of break that down a little bit. To make a goal specific is when you take it out of the wish category and into a goal category. So I was working with a client and they said that their goal was to travel to Italy. And I said to them, that's a lovely wish, but that's not a goal. What do you need to do to get to Italy? And she said, I asked her, why haven't you already gone? And her response was that she hadn't saved enough money to go. Okay, so there's the goal. What would the goal be? The goal is to save enough money to take a trip to Italy. Okay, so we've now moved that from a wish to a goal, and that's making it specific. The next acronym in SMART is M, which is measurable. How do you know when you've reached your goal? How can you measure that you're getting closer to achieving it? That's the next part. So in the example of planning a trip to go to Italy, she could actually measure it by seeing how much she was setting aside for the trip. Now, A is for achievable. You have to know if your goal is going to be achievable for you before you set it. You want them to be challenging. You want a goal to be challenging so that you work harder for it and so that you feel that sense of immense pride when you reach it. You don't want them to be too easy, but you also don't want them to be so difficult or so challenging that they're not achievable. So you need to make your goal something that you can achieve. The next one is R, and R stands for relevant. How relevant is it to your life right now to achieve this goal? In the case of planning the trip to Italy, are you able to set aside funds right now? Are you in a place in your life where you can set aside a little bit of extra money right now? Or do you have major expenses this month and you won't be able to start your goal right away? These things are important to think about when you're setting your goal. And the last one is time bound. You need to set a goal of when you want to achieve your goal, or else it just becomes this goal that sits there that you're always going after with no timeline in place of when you're going to achieve it. So in the case of wanting to plan the trip to Italy, I want to save enough money, and then she could have done the research to figure out exactly how much money that was to get to Italy by 2025. Make it even more specific, by June of 2025. So that's how you use SMART. So you take that wish of, and then you break it down and you make it specific and you get all the details that surround it. Your turn. So if you've got that pen and paper, great, pull it out, write down a goal. Any goal that you have, personally or professionally, and then apply SMART to it. Make it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. If you don't have that pen and paper with you, just think about those steps in your head right now, and then write them down later. And I'll tell you why you want to write them down. Because those who write down their goals are 20% more likely to achieve them than those who don't. Once you write down a goal, it makes it more real. It's not in your head anymore. It's written down. So you want to write your goals down. All right. This is where most people stop. Most people stop right here. They've got a nice, clearly stated goal. It's measurable. It's got a timeline on it. But I'm here to tell you today that that is not enough. You need to take it a little bit further. Here's a quote from a psychologist. Her name is Gabrielle Oettingen. And the quote is, "The solution isn't to do away with dreaming and positive thinking. Rather, it's making the most of our fantasies by brushing them up against the very thing most of us are taught to ignore or diminish, the obstacles that stand in our way." Gabrielle Oettingen, after 20 plus years of research into motivation and goal achievement, came up with a strategy that has proven to work in reaching your goals more frequently. And the strategy has a really fun name. It's called WHOOP. So right now I'm going to teach you how to whoop your goals, because whooping my goals changed my goal achievement drastically. So what is WHOOP? WHOOP involves mentally contrasting the positive outcome with the reality of the obstacle. It's planning for the success of reaching your goal by thinking ahead of what obstacles may get in your way. So let's take that even a little further. Let's break down WHOOP. So the W in WHOOP stands for wish. This is when you are going to think of that goal. What is the wish? And then what is the SMART goal that you got from that wish? The O stands for outcome. This is the fun part. This is the manifestation part. This is the positive thinking part. I want you to sit and think about what it looks like when you've achieved that goal. How does it feel? How has it changed your life? How has it changed the lives of the people around you? Really allow yourself to sit in that dream of what it will look like when you achieve that goal. And then the very next thing you're going to do is you are going to contrast that with the next O in WHOOP, which is obstacle. This is when you're going to think, what obstacles are going to get in my way of achieving my goal? And when I talk about obstacles, I'm not talking about external obstacles. Okay, I'm not talking about the weather being crummy so I can't go out for my jogs, for my one goal of jogging every day. I'm not talking about my kids take up so much of my time that I don't have time to do this. We're not talking about external obstacles. I don't want to hear, well, the economy is really bad right now, so I can't get new clients because everyone's having a hard time getting new clients right now. These are external. We are talking about internal obstacles. What is it in you that is going to prevent you from reaching your own goal? This is going to take some introspection, and it's going to take a lot of hard looks at yourself and accepting your weaknesses. Do you give up when obstacles get in your way? Do you not believe in yourself? Do you not have enough confidence? These are internal obstacles. Are you someone who likes to stay up late and watch a lot of TV shows or movies, and that's going to get in your way of your goal of getting up at 5 a.m. to fit in that morning workout? Okay, so internal obstacles. And don't beat yourself up about them. Okay, just accept them and then plan for them. And that is the last part of WHOOP. The last part of WHOOP is to plan. And when I say plan, I mean making if-then statements. So your plan could be, if I'm feeling really lazy and I don't want to get up in the morning to go for my workout, then I am going to move my workouts to the evening. At least you're getting them in, okay? Another if-then plan. If it's raining outside and I can't go out for my jog, then I'm going to climb the stairs in my house 50 times, whatever you need to do to still get in that workout. So these are if-then plans that you're making. Let's talk about, if I'm not feeling confident, then I'm going to look back at all of the successes that I've had and remind myself that I can do hard things. This is WHOOP. WHOOP is really effective because not only are you setting that clearly stated SMART goal, but you're also planning ahead. You're imagining how important this goal is to you and what it will be like when you reach it. Then you're thinking of the internal obstacles, and then you're planning for them. So then when you do brush up against these obstacles, which you will, you've already thought about the plan. It makes it so much easier in that moment to know what to do so that you can keep striving ahead to reach where you want to go. In order to do WHOOP really well, you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, we all kind of have a general idea of what we're really good at and what maybe we're not so good at, where our weaknesses lie. But if you want to take it a step further, I really recommend to take the VIA Character Strength Survey. Now, I always suggest that my clients go to the Authentic Happiness website. It is through Penn State University, their psychology department, and they have a ton of surveys and questionnaires all about well-being, about how much grit you have, about happiness scales, and then this VIA Character Strength Survey. And the VIA Character Strength Survey will list for you your character strengths in order from, I think there's 24 character strengths. Amazing material here, lots of insights, and you may find that you have strengths that you weren't aware of, and you may find that you have weaknesses that you weren't aware of. And just awareness, of course, is always powerful. So those are my next level goal setting tips for you. Start off with removing your goal from wish category into goal category through setting a SMART goal. And then take it a step further and apply WHOOP to it. If you want to learn more about WHOOP, you can go to whoopmylife.org. It's a great website. It's super simplistic. And and just try it. Because I guarantee you, you're going to notice a change. So, my questions I'm going to leave you with today: what goals are you working on right now? What wishes have kind of been sitting around in your head that need to be turned into actionable goals? And then, what's it going to take to get there? Have an amazing week, and we will chat again soon. Bye.